You're listening to the Chronicles of Livin podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk. Greetings, my visionary dreamers. How is everybody doing today? It's the holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend, and yes, I am here. I am back after 2 weeks off. And for y'all who are just tuning in for the first time, this is Dion, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit. And you are listening to Chronicles, a Livin podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, it's extraordinary folk over here doing the damn thing the best way we can. That's what we're all about at Chronicles of Livin. And yes, today I am recording from my cell phone, so I don't have my little theme music, but I'm just going to get right to it. First off, I just want to apologize. Well, I'm going to apologize if you've been tuning in, and it's just hard for me to warn you guys because the podcast is on so many different platforms. And the only thing I could do is change the date on one of the platforms, okay? So I apologize if you did tune in the last 2 weeks and you were like, okay, why is there no new show? Well, I did a YouTube video the other day explaining why I took a couple of shows off. So definitely, guys, go over to YouTube, Chronicles of Livin, YouTube without the G, Livin without the G, Livin. Chronicles of Livin on YouTube, and then you'll see the video. But yes, I took some time to reflect. The show, come August, it'll be 2 years that this show has been on, and I just, even from YouTube, I started it and then I stopped purposely because I had to take time to figure out, like, how can I bring something different to the table for you guys? You know what I mean? Especially everyone that has been with me from day one. I just thank y'all so much. I really appreciate each and every last one of you guys. And also I appreciate all the newcomers that have slid in, through the midway or just now. I just thank y'all for tuning in. And I really pray and hope that you all get something out of each show you listen to. Inspiration, encouragement, motivation to go forth and pursue your dreams and your visions, your goals, and start really doing some internal work with yourself and dropping the baggage, and so that you can be successful in your life purpose and the things that you are setting out to accomplish. That's what the show is all about. Just talking about real life topics to help us face ourselves and to be better and to get better and to want better for ourselves. That's what the show is all about. Okay. So I'm just going to get right into the topic. Today's topic is, how do you know when you've grown to a new level? So that's basically what I started reflecting on. I really realized that these last couple years has really been one of those fast growth spurts for me. You know how, you could look at a kid and you could see them one summer and then the next summer it's like, whoa, what just happened? They grew so fast, It's almost like I feel like these last couple of years that God just put speed dial on, put me on speed dial. And I've just noticed, I'm just getting to know me. You know what I mean? I'm really getting to know me, who I am, and more about my spirit, more about my purpose, more about why I'm here, the things that I'm supposed to do while I'm here. Why did I come here spirit-wise and things of that nature. And in doing that, life just truly becomes different to you as you used to see it, as you used to feel it and take part in it. people, the way you, the way you view people, it could be friends, family, whatever. But I'm not saying that in a bad sense. I'm saying that in a sense of, when you grow to different levels and, family or friends are pretty much everybody grows at their own pace and everybody grows in different ways because we all have different purposes in this time, space, reality. So therefore, my growth, and somebody else can be growing at the same time, but we're all growing in different ways. But you grow for your purpose. You grow for what it is that you came here to do, what it is that you came here to add to the world. So with that being said, this is what I mean by you might view people differently as you grow to new levels, and that's not bad or good. I mean, it's neither way. It's just that, you can be, you could be used to a certain conversation, for example, with someone, before you realize that you've grown. And the conversation that you're having, rather it be some gossip, rather it be some complaining or whatever like that, just something that's at a low vibration, a negative vibration, it didn't bother you before. But once you grow to a different level in your spirit, stuff like that just starts to, bother you, and you don't have the tolerance for it. And you just like, I just want to get off this phone, or I just want to leave this room, or whatever. It just bothers you because now you've grown past that. And it's okay if other people are still dealing with that, because like I said, everybody has their time frame and everybody has different lessons to learn. So therefore, because they have different lessons to learn, some people might stay in stagnant mode longer than you. And so that's not to judge anybody. It's just you need to pay attention to your growth and pay close attention so that as things start to affect you in a way of a no tolerance anymore, you need to just stand firm in that. You need to stand firm knowing that, you know what, I really don't like talking like this anymore. And you can express that to the person you're talking to, having a conversation with. Or if it's just somebody that's just like a random person, you could just excuse yourself and keep it moving. You know what I mean? But if it's somebody that's dear to you, somebody that you love, you can just, share with them like, listen, please don't take it the wrong way, but I really don't want to talk about this topic, or I really don't want to talk in this way. And if they love you and if they're your true friend or your loved one, then they won't pass judgment, and they won't think that you're trying to pass judgment on them. They'll just let it be and move on to the next conversation. You know what I mean? But if there is a little bit of struggle back and forth about it, then that most likely it's time for you to move on from that person. You've grown to the point that, okay, that person has came to their end of the road with you. That's not to say that you can't still be in contact with that person or whatever like that. But that's to say that they are no longer going to add to your growth. There's nothing else that they can add to your growth. What you had to learn from that person is done. You know what I mean? And God just wants you to move on, meet new people, do new things, etc., etc. So it's when we fight against the grain that will make our growth process slow down. You know what I mean? When we're still fighting with our ego, not facing ourselves, not seeing our true self, not seeing our true worth, our true value, is when the growth slows down and it becomes a little bit harder for us. And we're wondering why. Like, why is things, becoming so difficult? I say it that way. And another thing is things can become difficult because, again, when God touches you and says, Okay, it's time for you to grow. It's time for you to raise your vibration. It's time for you to come to a new level. That also can be an indication of why the difficulty is coming your way, why the obstacles are coming, because there are things that you need to learn, more things you need to learn about yourself as it pertains to dealing with that obstacle or dealing with that challenge or whatever like that. There are more things that you need to know that you're capable of doing, more belief you might need to have in yourself in order to do a certain thing, more faith that you need to have within, in the spirit realm, that, this is not all about you. This is not all you that's doing this, but you actually do have help that you can call on to get things done. It's so many different reasons that difficulties or challenges come our way. We just have to acknowledge, and rather meditate, pray about it, for the answers, for God to give you, or spirit, or whoever you call your God, as long as it's not somebody that's evil, but whoever you call your God, to give you a sign, or give you some answers as to what it is that you need to get out of that difficulty or that challenge or obstacle, So, you've changed when, your family, start thinking that it's something wrong with you, that you're weird, that because you are not, dealing with life in the same way that they are. Let's say it that way. You're not, worried about certain things that everybody else is worried about. You're not worried about going to every family event or, just holidays and just stuff, that everybody else always put importance on. That's really, at the end of the day, it's really not. When you've grown to a different level, that's how you view it. You view it like that's not really important. What's really important is whatever it is that your purpose is at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because you can go, and this is not to say that I don't like going to my family events. I don't like going out or whatever like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. I love seeing my family and love going to events and all that whole bit. But I'm just at the point that I would like to pick and choose when I want to go and not be shaded for it, or not be talked about, or not be questioned about why I don't want to go. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go because I just don't want to go. That's it. You know what I mean? It's not about, I don't want to see my family, or I don't miss them, or I don't love them. It's just, that's just where I'm at in life. That's just how I feel at that moment. You know what I mean? It could be 2 days later and I'll be like, oh yeah, I want to go. But if it just happens to fall on a date that I'm just not feeling it, I'm just not feeling it. You know what I mean? But we as people, we put, obligations on others. And I mean, I used to be guilty of it myself. I did. I'm not going to sit up here and act like, I'm so perfect. But this is what I'm saying about, when you've grown, because what's important to you is what you're dealing with internally, your growth, what you're focused on, your life, and getting your stuff in order. And a lot of times our loved ones, they don't get it. They take it personal. They take it like, this is against me. They're not showing up because of me. And they make it all about them, instead of looking at it and having more compassion for the person that's saying, you know what, I love you, or whatever. I can't make it, or whatever. I'm dealing with something. Instead of them looking at it as that, okay, that person, I'm just going to honor them right now. And I'm not going to question them. They have their reasons, their own reasons why they don't want to be here or show up at this event, or, you know what I'm saying? So, we all have to get better with that. We all have to get better with, not obligating people, or not making people feel bad because they can't show up to something that you invite them to. You know what I mean? I've been disappointed quite a few times in my life, quite a few. And I have learned that, again, you can't take people personal. And Sometimes people can feel guilty, and I used to be one of those people. I would feel guilty or whatever like that, but I have reached a level that I'm no longer going to feel guilty about how I feel about a thing. I'm just going to speak my mind. And, if someone loves you enough, then they'll just accept that and won't take it personal. They'll just accept it as, okay, that's just how she feels, So I'm going to let it be. And it's nothing personal. It's just where she is in life, in this time, space, reality. But, when you have, I'll say this, when you have a purpose that demands you to deal with a lot of people, and that is my purpose. I know my purpose is, just with this podcast show, with my books, and, with speaking and everything. And even when I'm out with my clients, whether it be my signing clients, my notary signing clients, insurance clients, whether I'm Ubering or doing anything to that nature, and I'm one-on-one with people, I have a way with making them feel good. I have a way with healing some wounds. I've had conversations, rather, it's been times that I've been in someone's house and signing off on a mortgage, and they literally just like tell me their whole story. And I mean, I had this one guy tell me about his wife leaving him with his 5 kids. And next thing you know, he wanted to fix me lunch. I'm supposed to be there signing your papers. I got other stuff to do. You know what I mean? And then I've had people get in my Uber and literally start talking. And by the end of the ride, they're crying and I'm hugging them. So I know that, my calling is, an energy healer. I'm an energy healer. And I accept it. At first, I had to look it up. I had to learn about it and all that whole bit. But I accept it. And I'm proud that God, and honored that God allowed that to be my purpose. And that's my natural purpose. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, I'm just that. I am learning more and more about my purpose as I go day by day. And I know that it explains so much to me as to why I could be so social when I get out around people. I'm like, even with my family, I could be the life of the party and everything. But I love my privacy. I love my seclusion. I love to be by myself, or if I'm with a loved one or whatever like that. I don't like to, when I want my alone time, I don't like to be around a lot of people, because I have to gather my energy back, because I've given it out to so many people. And if I continue to always be around a bunch of people, especially in the times that my spirit is not feeling that, I will drain myself. And I used to drain myself, but I didn't know that I was draining myself because I didn't know my purpose. So how you've reached a new level is, one, you will start to learn what your purpose is. You will start to get bits and pieces of the puzzle that's coming together, and realize wow. And you will, not only will you start realizing it, what happens is God will start giving you clues. He will start just literally putting things in your path, in your face, rather it be you watching, you decide that you want to watch Netflix or something, and a certain movie might pop up that's has a storyline that's based on your purpose. Or you can be on YouTube and all of a sudden different videos just start jumping in your queue that you're like, why is this video in my queue? But it's things that's leading up to teach you about who you are and what it is that you're supposed to do in this time, space, reality. I mean, when I say, it's been maybe the last few years though, but video after video will pop up in YouTube. I'm not like a social person when it comes to Facebook and all that, but I go on YouTube, I go on Google to learn, because I'm self-taught in so many different areas of my life that that's my go-to when I want to watch a tutorial, whatever like that. And most of the time I'm going in there for some type of education, and certain other things that start popping up in my queue, and then I'll be drawn to it. So that's how you know that you're growing to a new level, because you'll start noticing things like that. You'll start noticing things just popping up and you're just drawn to that thing. Why? Because there's something that you need to know about it. It's something you need to learn about it. Or you might get a phone call from an old friend, or from, from a family member you haven't spoken to in a while. Y'all might have a certain conversation, and within that conversation, something might spark in you where you just like have an aha moment. Maybe they might call you and ask you to do a certain thing for them, and all of a sudden something rises up in you like, wow, you know what? This is like the third person that called me this week to ask me to do this certain thing for them. There lies your purpose, So that's why I'm saying, you got to pay attention closely as you go through life, because life will show you who you truly are if you pay attention. Now, one thing that I've learned is this. Distractions will slow the process of your growth down every time. And that's another reason why I like to seclude myself. And I don't want to be all social all the time. Because when you're social all the time, every day, how can you hear yourself? How can you hear your spirit? How can you hear different messages that God wants to get to you about the things that you need to know about you, about your path, about your purpose, about your children, about, you know what I'm saying? About anything. If you're going through the day busy every single day, how can you learn about yourself and about your purpose and about how to get past any obstacles that you are dealing with? How can you quiet your mind and think? You can't, because you're dealing with these distractions. And you need to know this, that, there is a battle. There is a battle in our head every day. We could choose bad or good every day. Choices every day. We have the opportunity, the free will to choose what we want to do with our day, how we want to live our life, who we want to be around. You know what I'm saying? We have that free will to do that day by day. And sometimes you can create your own distractions, because you can take on a lot of obligations, whether it be people or things. You can allow people to grab at you to the point that you feel like, you know what, I gotta be there for them. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do this or whatever like that. But really, you don't. At the end of the day, you don't. You know what I mean? Just like I'm saying, I don't have to do what everybody wants me to do. And when I ask certain things of people, I'm already expecting that. They don't have to do what it is that I'm asking them to do. And it's by their own right that they don't, because it's their life, their individual life, to choose what they want to do with their time. And if you've been following me throughout, then you know that I am really, really strong-willed or strong. I have strong feelings about time, because that's something that you can't get back. We have people and loved ones that we would love to spend more time with, but maybe they might be a distance. Maybe they might, you know what I mean, just be too far for you to just see every day or whatever. But there are ways you could keep in touch, or maybe you might you might be bogged down like that, where your time is just like, kind of feel like none. But at the end of the day, there is always a way. There is always a way to make the time, if you really want to. You know what I mean? If you really feel it. And sometimes I'll just leave that alone. Anyway, so I'm not going to make this too long, because now I have definitely made the commitment to be consistent on YouTube, which means that I have to record more content, and I have to put out a video today, because I said I was going to be on here on a daily tip. So, let me see. I'm gonna look real quick. Family, value time. Yeah. I believe I touched on a few things. I would like to touch on more, but what I'll do is this. I'm going to record a YouTube video and I'm going to release it today. It's probably going to be later on tonight because I got to edit it. And I'll touch more on it, but it'll be a different title. I'll give it a different spin. This topic, a different spin. So maybe you could look at it in a different light. So that's what's going down, y'all. I'm going to be more consistent on YouTube. I also mentioned on the YouTube video that I just posted that I'm going to create a separate channel, ADI Your Dream Pusher, which I did create it, but I just had to put the videos on there. I got to figure out. It won't let me put the ADI. I got to figure out how to link it all up. But when I do on the Chronicles of Livin, I'm going to make it a featured channel. And on ADI Your Dream Pusher, I'm going to talk more on the business tip. I'm going to teach more on the things that I've learned throughout the years as an entrepreneur, how to put your business together from A to Z. I'm going to show you how to just do things. I'm going to show you how to do the things. I'm not going to just talk about it. I'm going to show you how to do the things, like the things you need to know as far as building a website or, different tools that are good for you to use in making business cards and things like that. So definitely make sure that you subscribe to Chronicles of Livin podcast show if you have not already, and hit the notification bell. And once you see the ADI Your Dream Pusher as a featured channel, sign up for that one too. If you really are into the business, if it's just not about you need a motivation to be here, but you really truly want to start a business, you definitely want to follow that channel. Okay, guys. Yeah, so again, I apologize for not being here these last couple weeks, but it was a purposely done thing. And I did a lot of reflecting on my life. I did a lot of reflection on who I am today versus who I was yesterday, meaning like a couple years ago. And I'm going to say I'm proud of me, okay? I always tell people I'm proud of them, but I really am. I'm proud of me. Even if people don't get me, people don't understand me, I can't worry about that. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know who I am. And at the end of the day, that's what matters the most. And so my only, prayer is that people will grow to understand me, and people will grow to understand themselves, and not take things personal, not take me personal when I'm not in agreement with their conversation or what they want to do, or, things of that nature. But again, like I say, we all have our own path. We all are here. We're individuals. We were born by ourselves. We're going to die by ourselves. And we need to allow each other that space to get to know how I want to put it, to get to know who you are individually. Let's say it that way. Okay. So with that all being said, this is a very short podcast, and I'm going to probably keep them all like 30 minutes since I'm doing these YouTube videos as well. And definitely thank you guys for buying the books, supporting me with the books of Visionary Dreamer's Life series, a 90-day journal, and the Transform Your Life. Definitely go check them out on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. I really appreciate you guys more than you know. Oh my gosh. I just wish I could just kiss and hug on all of y'all. I really, really do. So hugs and kisses from afar. So keep listening in, share with your friends, subscribe, like all that great stuff. I really appreciate you guys. Again, thank you for all of your support. I just love you guys. That's just all I can say. I just love y'all, okay? And I am proud of y'all. And remember, as I always say, you are more than enough. Don't ever let anybody tell you less. Don't ever let anybody make you feel less. You are more than enough. And if you got to say it to yourself in the mirror every day, then that's what you do. You do the damn thing. You tell yourself how beautiful, how handsome, how intelligent, how smart, how successful, how abundant you are. However you need to do it for yourself. If nobody else is giving you those words, then you do it for yourself. It is okay to do it for yourself. If you got to take a lunch break and go in the bathroom at work and tell yourself to raise your vibration, do what you got to do for you. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to roll out right now. And I just want to say peace, love, peace, and hair grease. And I will talk to you guys on the podcast next Sunday. But stay tuned later on for a YouTube video on a Chronicles of Livin channel, okay, on YouTube. Check it out, subscribe, and share. Sharing is caring. I love you guys. Peace. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Livin, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chroniclesoflivin.com. Until next time, this is Adion, your dream pusher. I love you guys.